Question 2. All right. So parallel or perpendicular through point. Okay. So the question says, write the equation of a line that passes through the point 3, 2, and is parallel to 2x plus 3y equal 24. All right. So when you're doing parallel, we need to know what parallel means. Okay. And we know that parallel means that they have the same slope. Okay. So again, parallel means same slope. Okay. However, we don't know what our slope is. Okay. So I'm going to need to find my slope. So let me rewrite my equation. Okay. And I'm going to convert it into slope intercept form. And slope intercept form is what, guys? It's y equal mx plus b. All right. So when I try to convert it into that form, the first thing I'm going to do is move the 2x to the other side. To move a 2x to the other side, we would subtract 2x. Okay. This would cancel out, and then the 3y, I would bring it down. Okay. So I cannot subtract 2x from 24 because they're not like terms. Okay. The 24 does not have an x. Okay. However, I'm going to rewrite it like negative 2x and a positive 24. So it looks a little bit like my general form. Okay. Now I'm going to get rid of this 3 by dividing 3. Okay. So again, anytime you see that 3y, that means that 3 is being multiplied by y. To get rid of multiply, you would divide. Okay. So you end up having that y is equal to, can you divide negative 2 by 3? No. And a negative divided by a positive stays as a negative 2 over 3x. Okay. Can you divide 24 by 3? Yes. You get positive 8. Okay. So now that we have the equation, all right, we now need to do the parallel. So again, now we need to do the parallel. All right. And we know that parallel means same slope. Okay. And if you recall, guys, this would represent your slope. So again, this would represent your slope. So this slope is going to stay the same. Okay. So again, that slope is going to stay the same. So this is the slope. It stays the same. All right, guys. So what we're going to do now, guys, is that we're going to go ahead and replace this 8 with the letter B. Okay. Because I don't care what this number is. I just want to find what my new y-intercept is going to be. All right. So I'm going to plug in this for my x and 2 for my y. Okay. So I'm going to have 2 is equal to negative 2 over 3. And instead of x, I'm going to write parentheses 3. Okay. And because we're multiplying by a fraction, I'm going to write this as 3 over 1. Okay. And then the b that's right here, I'm going to rewrite that b. Okay. So now we're going to go ahead and calculate. Okay. So the 2 that's right here, you're going to bring it down so that you can multiply these numerators. And negative 2 times 3 is negative 6. 3 times 1 is 3. And then you rewrite the plus b. Okay. So negative 6 divided by 3 is negative 2. Everything else you bring down. Okay. And now we're going to do one final step to find b, which is to add 2 to both sides. All right. That 2 would cancel out. And your b is going to be equal to 2 plus 2, which is 4. All right. So my new equation that represents my parallel is going to be y equal negative 2 over 3x. So the same slope. All right. But instead of writing plus b, I'm going to write plus 4. All right. So again, guys, that is my answer. All right. So let's try the next one. Okay. So it says write the equation of a line that passes through the point negative 1, negative 6, and is perpendicular. All right. Does perpendicular mean same slope? No. All right. Perpendicular means that your slope is going to be the negative reciprocal. All right. That means you're going to do the opposite sign. Okay. And then flip your fraction. All right. Or your number. Okay. So let me try to convert my equation that's given into slope-intercept form. So we have x plus 4y equal to 12. So the first thing I'm going to do is move the x to the other side by subtracting x. So again, this is a positive x. So to move it to the other side, you would subtract x on both sides. The 4y you bring down, okay? I cannot subtract x from 12 because they're not like terms, okay? But I can rewrite it as a negative x and a positive 12, all right? Now, and again, in front of this x is technically a negative what, guys? A negative 1, all right? So now you're going to divide by this 4, okay? So divide by 4, divide by 4, divide by 4, all right? And you get that y is equal to, can you divide negative 1 by 4? Because again, in front of this x was a negative 1. Can you divide negative 1 by 4? No, all right? So you leave it as negative 1 over 4 because a negative divided by a positive stays as a negative, all right? Then I rewrite my x, okay? Can I divide positive 12 by 4? Yes, I get positive 3, okay? So now we're going to do the perpendicular. So again, now we're going to do the perpendicular, all right? And guys, there's a symbol that represents perpendicular. That symbol is an upside down T. So again, the symbol that represents perpendicular looks just like that, all right? So this is the symbol that you could see that represents perpendicular, all right? So perpendicular means our slope that we have right here is going to be different, all right? We're gonna do the opposite of the sign, okay? So again, opposite of a negative is a positive, all right? And then when we flip the number, it's gonna go from 1 over 4 to 4 over 1. So a positive 4 over 1, okay? So again, that's our new slope. So again, that's our new slope, okay? All right, so then we're gonna have rewrite x, and then do I care about this 3 that's right here? No, we're gonna replace it with the letter B, okay? So I'm replacing it with B, okay? So what I'm gonna do now is plug in the points for x and y, okay? So I'm gonna have negative 6 equal to, because y is a negative 6, is equal to 4 over 1. Instead of x, I'm gonna write parentheses, and inside of it, I'm going to put negative 1. So I'm going to write negative 1. And because this is a fraction right here, I'm going to write this as negative 1 over 1. All right. So the b that's right here, I'm going to bring it down. Okay. And then I'm going to now multiply. So what's 4 times negative 1? Negative 4. And 1 times 1 is 1. Negative 4 divided by 1 is still negative 4. Okay. So the negative 6 that's right here, you bring it down. And the b, you also bring it down, okay? So all I have to do now is to move this negative 4 to the other side, all right? So to move this negative 4 to the other side, you add 4, that would get canceled out, and your b is equal to negative 6 plus 4, which is negative 2. So your perpendicular with your new slope is going to be y equal, instead of writing it as 4 over 1, 4 divided by 1 is 4. The same way negative 4 divided by 1 was negative 4. So again, you don't have to write it as 4 over 1, you can just write it as 4. All right. X, and instead of b, my b was negative 2. So minus 2. So again, guys, just like that.